This week on Tiaa Bank, Jaguars Weekend. The Jaguars need a win.
We need to be more productive. We need to score more points.
They're coming off a week of preparation without any drama. We're going to the film room to break down a rookie who's stepping up.
Tyson Campbell just fluffs off into coverage, and then he sees the ball coming from Davis Mills under pressure.
Plus, former kicker Josh Scobee takes us back to the good old days.
Let me ask you a few questions, and let's just chill and hang out.
All that and so much more ahead right now on Jaguars Weekend.
This is Tiaa Bank Jaguars Weekend. Tiaa Bank, turn potential into progress. Geico, saving people money on car insurance has been in Geico's playbook for 85 years. Visit geico.com today and see all the ways you could save. And Cadillac, visit your local greater area Jacksonville Cadillac dealer.
The NFL season is hard enough just being a rookie and playing the position that he gets to play. You know, there's a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, and anytime you add any more distractions or outside interference into that, I like the way he's handled it. I think he's been a true professional about it. He continues to work and has been about his business each and every day. So I'm kind of really proud of what he's done over the time that he's been here.
Quarterback Trevor Lawrence's rookie season has been anything but normal. Number 16 has handled all the off-field drama very well. Hello and welcome to Tiaa Bank Jaguars Weekend. I'm Ashlyn Sullivan. Week 15 of the season was a mess for the Jaguars. Last Wednesday, Urban Meyer was relieved of his duties, and offensive coordinator Darrell Bevell was named interim head coach. A loss to the Houston Texans didn't help matters. The Jags were eager for a normal week to get ready for the New York Jets.
Everybody's working toward that common goal to get a win. We're trying to limit all the distractions and get focused back onto the football field. And, so whether it's Trevor or whether it's anyone else, I think we would, we're looking forward to getting the win.
Jaguars interim head coach Darrell Bevell has a tough task. He needs to put together the offensive game plan while guiding the team through a coaching change. All eyes are now on their next opponent.
We know what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to focus on nothing else. We don't need to focus on this and that. We just need to focus on the Jets, focus on the person in front of you, and focus on yourself.
Rookie quarterback Trevor Lawrence has had the farthest thing from a normal NFL season. He's handled it the best he can, and his teammates have noticed.
Really, I'm just focused on finishing this season strong. Like I've said the last couple of weeks, building some momentum with the guys here, with the people that we have in place, and just going and being our best every week. And we'll see where that puts us at the end of the year. And obviously it's a big off season, so there's a lot of questions to be answered. But right now, I just want to focus on being my best and helping this team be our best.
Welcome into the huddle. We're here with Sexton and John Oehser, and after a very chaotic last week, it's somewhat nice to have a somewhat normal week this week, right, Brian?
I think so, Ashlyn. I think the key word there was somewhat normal. To have an interim head coach and, responsibilities changing this late in the season in what's been a weird and unhappy season for the Jaguars, I guess there is an island of normalcy. And that is that this week there won't be any questions about what's the owner going to do with the head coach. That's already been resolved. Where are we going forward? No one knows. This week, it's all about the Jets, and at least it's normal for Darrell Bevell and the coaching staff.
Well, unfortunately, oddness and uncertainty has sort of felt normal for a while, even dating maybe back to the end of last year when you weren't sure what was going to happen with the coaching staff and changes upcoming. I think it does matter if you're focused on this week's game and how it might turn out. I think the normalcy does matter. I think, last week, remember, Bevell didn't really take over until Thursday morning. This week, they've had the 3 days to prepare. They should be a little more focused, a little more time to prepare, a time to feel like you're into your NFL routine. These guys are all routine-oriented, so perhaps that will make a difference for what we see on the field.
Yes, and we look at Sunday's game. It is the battle of the rookie quarterbacks, Zach Wilson for the Jets and, of course, Trevor Lawrence for the Jaguars. That's what everyone will talk about, but, Brian, we're talking about Trevor Lawrence only throwing one touchdown pass in the past 7 weeks. There are some worries that are arising, but I think we all can agree we're not that worried about the rookie quarterback.
Don't we know now just how disjointed this season has become? I mean, don't we know what it is? I think you can step away from Trevor Lawrence and have a little concern for the lack of progress, but understand that progress will be made when they make some additions to this roster, when they fix some things that he simply didn't have to work with this year. Yeah, it's a bummer that this thing didn't go better, that he isn't further along. But I don't think that the natural outcome is, well, he can't play. I mean, there are some people like, well, I've got to see it. Yeah, we all want to see it. But I think if you look at him objectively, John, you see a guy who's got all the tools. He has all the confidence. What he hasn't had, I think, is a fair opportunity this year based on the way that the roster unfolded.
Well, some people say I hate to say I told you so. I love saying I told you so.
I know it.
But if you guys recall, 6-7 weeks ago when the offense sort of started feeling constricted and when James Robinson was hurt, I said, I worry about this because it feels like Trevor is going to take a lot of blame the rest of the season for things that aren't really in his control. Some of his play absolutely is on him. But overall, the last 5, 6, 7 weeks of the season, it feels like everything is still constricted, not much he can do about it. I am not worried about him because the only thing that would be a danger is if he loses confidence. I don't think he will lose confidence. When it resets, I still believe he will be fine next season.
Now it's time for Finding Solutions, presented by UF Health, delivering compassionate care and world-class outcomes. Visit ufhealthjax.org/gameplan. Running back Carlos Hyde has been placed on injured reserve, so this puts a lot of pressure and responsibility on James Robinson. But Brian, maybe this is a good thing because everyone wants to see more carries from this guy.
Well, James does as well. I don't think you'll ever find a running back, not a competitor at least, who doesn't want the ball more. And Robinson got warmed up, 17 carries last week. He still doesn't look like he has the explosiveness. Not that he's a fast guy, but he can change direction pretty suddenly. Last week, it didn't look like he could get to the outside. Perhaps this week he can, and there was some room to the outside. Hey, look, if they're going to win one of these final 3 games, they're going to need the running game to carry the load.
Yeah, I think he's always the solution for this offense. When he's right, this offense has had a chance in the past to be functional. When he was right before the bye, this was the best this offense has looked all season. Since he hasn't been right, it hasn't. So let's hope he feels good enough to cut. Let's hope he can go the whole game. And more than anything else, let's hope the Jaguars stay competitive in the game to allow him to stay in the game and be a factor. That's been a problem all year. If they have a chance this week, it's if they can get him involved for 60 minutes.
Yes, big test for James Robinson against the New York Jets this weekend. Much more to come from Brian Sexton and John Oehser here on The Huddle. Coming up on TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend, we're in the film room with Jeff Lageman. Next.
Jaguars Weekend is presented in part by TIAA Bank, turn potential into progress, and by Geico. Saving people money on car insurance has been in Geico's playbook for 85 years. Visit geico.com today and see all the ways you could save. Download Ultimate Jags now from the App Store and Google Play for a chance to win weekly prizes, including game tickets, autographed merchandise, and more.
It's tough, but we're a team, and we know the team is counting on us to get the ball back and put them in good field position. So we just take it upon ourselves and take that pride as a defense to go out and prevent the opponent from scoring or get our offense the ball back. So it's tough, but we made for it.
The Jaguars defense has a tough break, trying to get the ball back to a struggling offense who isn't doing much lately. Welcome back to TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend. I'm Ashlyn Sullivan. There haven't been many positives this season, but man, cornerback Tyson Campbell is one of them. The rookie out of Georgia has a new confidence after grabbing his 2nd interception of the season. The Jaguars coaching staff has been patient, and it's paying off. Let's find out more. Jeff Lageman is in the Cadillac film room.
Jags in the house. They throw downfield. The ball's picked off. It is picked off by Tyson Campbell.
Tyson Campbell got his 2nd career interception on a 3rd and 9, and it's a play I call numbers because numbers was a big factor. The first number that you have to look at, 3rd and 9. When you get to 3rd and 9, that long distance, it gives the defensive coordinators a lot of options. And a young quarterback, Davis Mills, is thinking this is going to be an all-out blitz with man coverage behind it. The Jaguars bring 5 to this side, but they drop off the two on this side. And so they're actually playing a zone coverage behind it. But Davis Mills doesn't realize that. He's thinking that Tyson Campbell is going to chase this wide receiver to the inside and that his tight end, Akins, is going to be all alone to the outside because nobody's leaving with the tight end. But that's not what happens. Tyson Campbell just fluffs off into coverage, this little zone coverage, and then he sees the ball coming from Davis Mills under pressure and just reacts right up in front of the tight end Akins, getting a big interception against the Texans. Now let's jump into the film room and take a look at this numbers play. Now you can see the numbers on this 3rd and 9 that are accruing on the Texans' left side of the offense. They're showing everybody's coming, 7, but 2 of them drop. It's not man, it's zone. Watch Tyson Campbell. The young quarterback's thinking he's going to chase the wide receiver and that the coverage behind the tight end is not going to get there. But Tyson Campbell sits there perfectly and waits for the throw, almost baiting it, and then jumps in front of the tight end to make a big-time interception. Could have been a pick 6, and numbers were a factor. We've seen the Jaguars offensively run the quick screen all year, and the Jaguars broke out this complement play or a little fool and play to that, and instead of Laviska getting the ball here on the quick screen, the blockers fake the block, okay? So you've got Laquan Treadwell faking the block to the defensive back and then actually running a vertical route. He was open on this play too, but Trevor throws it to James O'Shaughnessy, who also fakes the block and then runs a little vertical route, and he gets hit right here. And the defensive backs react exactly how you want them. They all come up thinking Laviska's gonna get the ball, and then there they go right past him, and both of them are open. Now let's jump into the film and take a look at it live. Now you see Laviska coming across in motion, and he immediately turns back to the quarterback, and look at the reaction of the defensive backs because of what he does. And also the faked blocks by Treadwell and James O'Shaughnessy. And the defensive backs lose the coverage, and you can see that Treadwell and James O'Shaughnessy are both open. Nice throw by Trevor Lawrence to James O'Shaughnessy. Great play design, the complement to the quick screen.
The Jaguars know how important it is to foster a great relationship with law enforcement in Jacksonville. That's why it was a no-brainer. The Jags partnered with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office for their new Lights On initiative. Let's learn more in this week's Baptist Health feature.
The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office this week announced a partnership with Lights On, a community-driven program to help heal relationships between communities and law enforcement agencies. In the program, JSO traffic officers can provide drivers with a voucher for a free repair on mechanical problems with a vehicle rather than citing the driver.
That interaction starts a conversation between the officer and that motorist, and the anxiety goes down, the conversation starts, the communication goes out into the community about what just happened, also within the law enforcement community, because we're all on one.
The Jacksonville Jaguars Inspire Change Initiative is fully funding the initial launch, ensuring the program remains free to the Sheriff's Office and voucher recipients. For Jaguars Weekend, I'm JP Shatner.
There's more to come on TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend.
There's times when I'm watching a game that I get kind of frustrated for the defensive guy, which I never thought I would ever get that way.
You have sympathy now.
Josh Scobee sits down with the Jaguars alumni next.
Definitely excited to play against this team for multiple reasons. Going back home up north, that's one reason. Get to play, like you said, I get to play against some of my old teammates. Me and Kenley got real close. Quincy and I got close, you know what I mean? And Brandon Eccles from Kentucky plays for the Jets. So it's going to be exciting on all phases, you know what I mean? I'm going to have a great time. I'm going to be talking threat, but we're going to be locked in.
Some familiar faces for defensive end Josh Allen this week against the Jets. The Jaguars looking for a much-needed win. Welcome back to TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend. It's always great when former Jaguars kicker Josh Scobee shares stories about past Jaguars teams. That's why he's the perfect host for Fireside Chats, presented by Tico People's Gas. He catches up with former tight end Pete Mitchell.
Hey, I'm Josh Scobee, and we're at my house, and this is Fireside Chats presented by Tico People's Gas. And we're here with former Jaguar Pete Mitchell.
Straight back, looking to throw into the end zone. Now has a receiver. Catch, big touchdown.
Pete, welcome to my house. I'm glad you could come by and enjoy a beautiful night around the campfire.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, no problem. Let me ask you a few questions and let's just chill and hang out. I mean, this is kind of like a everyday thing that I come out here and do by myself, and it's good to actually have a former player. We were not actual teammates at any point, but I've heard a lot about you and heard some good things. And tell me about your nickname. What did they call you when you were playing?
God, what did they call me? I guess just Mitch was the nickname that I remember. No real good nicknames.
You never had one? I thought it was Maverick.
Well, Maverick didn't stick. I wish it would have.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it would have been great.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, some people call me Mav. Few people did, but it didn't stick like I thought it would have. It would have been better with Top Gun. But that shows my age, I guess.
That's
one,
okay.
we didn't play together, and two, that I remember when Top Gun was made.
Are you following any of the tight ends now, like James O'Shaughnessy?
I do. I do. It's we joke about. I have a brother that was a tight end, a little bit older than I was, that played for a cup of coffee in the league. But we joke about how great it would be to play in this era of the offense in the NFL. And I was a kind of a pass catching tight end, and I think you'll talk to Leon later. He'll agree with that. That I didn't get too dirty in the run game, but it's fun to watch these guys run routes and catch the ball. I mean, they are an integral part to the offense. They have a little bit more freedom than we had back in the day as far as running routes, and I kind of talk about it's kind of a glorified 7-on-7 for these guys these days. They can't be touched. They just they're always wide open.
I'm sure you would like to play right now with how the rules have changed, and like you were saying, it's just getting a litup bit easier for the offensive players.
It is. I think it's become an offensive game, which and it's. There's times when I'm watching a game that I get kind of frustrated for the defensive guy, which I never thought I would ever get that way.
You have sympathy now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of sympathy, but yeah, it's fun to watch them play. It's fun to watch them catch a lot of balls. Guys are catching 80, 90, sometimes 100 balls a year.
I'm sure you would have loved that.
I would have loved that. I would have loved the paychecks are getting better. It seems like
slightly, yes.
I have to turn my phone off for 2 weeks every time free agency starts because I get a little angry. But I'm sure they did that 10 years before I played too.
Well, thanks for coming to my house and hanging out and chatting by the fireside.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. This is good. I'll have to do it more often.
Well, like I said, I come out here all the time by myself, so come on over whenever.
Hey, there's nothing better than somebody's than your own backyard and your private space. I love doing hanging out by my fireplace as well.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yep, appreciate it.
Find more information about natural gas outdoor fire features, as well as available rebates for energy-efficient appliances at peoplesgas.com/rebates. Still to come, Brian Sexton and John Oehser are back with what they're focusing on in this week's matchup against the Jets.
Let's go, baby. Let's ball. Let's go. All right, those cleats, bro. Let's ball. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, play free, baby. Go be you, man.
Let's go crazy. Let's go crazy.
Let's have some fun. Let's go. Let's go. All day, man. Let's let it loose, man. Let's let it loose. Let's go, baby. Let's let it loose. Let it loose. Every play, man. Every play.
Lady! Listen!
They run a jet sweep to Lavisca Chenault. Lower the shoulder, broke a tackle, first down.
Let's go.
Listen!
Pump fake, fires downfield, got a man. That's caught by O'Shaughnessy along the left sideline into Houston territory. He got it all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Great job, baby. Great job. Hey, let's go. Let's go.
Listen!
Play fake, rolling to the right is Trevor Lawrence. Fires, that ball's caught. Chris Manhurst, the tight end, has the catch. That'll be another first down for Jacksonville.
Good job, baby. Good job. Good job sitting in there.
Good job. Good job. Good job. That's a great drive, though, bud. Really good job here.
2 Live freaking crushed that,
dude. He was running like a mother, right?
Another drive, baby.
The quarterback mic'd up against the Houston Texans. You can check out all the mic'd up features on Jaguars.com always. Welcome back into the huddle with Brian Sexton and John Oehser. Brian, quickly, one guy you're paying attention to this week.
Well, either the rookies that get into the lineup. I mean, I think we'll see Walker Little or Andre Cisco because we haven't seen them yet. I think it's fair to say we know what this roster is in many respects. Those are 2 unknowns.
Are we allowed to go with Trevor Lawrence for this? And if we are, I'll watch him. Last 3 games, you want to see some progress. You want to see some confidence. Wouldn't you love in these last 3 games to feel like he is taking the steps that he desperately wants to take? I don't know if it's possible with this offense, but that would be something I would watch on Sunday.
Yes, we're hoping for a big game for the Jaguars rookie quarterback this weekend against the New York Jets. We hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for tuning in to Jaguars Weekend. We'll see you right back here next week.